Hey guys, it's Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and we're here on, that is not even the right date on the thing. Anyways, I'll fix that while we go. We are here on the 20th, not the 13th like it says on the screen, for another Smackdown and 205 Live review. Nick, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, my guys? Welcome to the show. It is another Tuesday, therefore we have another Smackdown live review, including a 205 recap afterward. And I'm not gonna lie, before the reason we're late is before we started, I
Nick
was
almost died.
was enjoying a nice bag of hot Cheeto fries, and the hot Cheeto fries got in my eye. And there was dust in my eye, and it painfully hurt me. I then had a panic attack, ran to the bathroom, and washed my face. My eye's a little red now, but we're ready to go. And what an emotional opening segment that was.
Yeah, I
Cried.
Man, people said they were crying on Twitter when he was talking about Brie.
I was just so happy because I felt like when I started watching wrestling again, when I got back into it after I realized that I wasn't a loser for watching, I didn't really get to see that much of Daniel Bryan, and it sucked. I was like, man, this guy looked so fun when he was wrestling. He looked like he was having a good time. Fuck yeah. And now I get to see him again, and now I feel like, he's gonna have all of that fire back and that charisma back, and I love it. And I'm excited. I'm really excited just to see what happens with Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan taking those bumps to the top of his head, though.
He goes to do his kicks, and I think he's like, I'm gonna jump really, really, really high.
He was basically like, I'm gonna kick Sammy at the top of his head, and if I land on the top of mine, I don't care.
I thought it was really funny, and I loved it. It's a great guy.
All right, so got you guys here in the chat. What is going on,
I cried
everybody?
when Daniel Bryan started fighting back and saw him wrestle. Them fries must have been hot in your eyes, Nick. Yeah, no, it was fun. It was the worst. R.I.P. Nick's eye.
No, I had that. I sent out a tweet right when Daniel Bryan started fighting back and he took that first bump. I was like, Daniel Bryan's probably got the biggest smile on the inside right now.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, he took those bumps like a champ. It looks great.
All right, I fixed my graphic mistake. I guess I was the one that did that graphic mistake on SmackDown saying that AJ was the WWE champion but held the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Did see that.
That was probably one of my mistakes.
At the time, I did have two working eyes, so I was able to see.
Oh,
God.
So, Smackdown Live kicked off. They played an emotional video package on Daniel Bryan from starting in WWE, winning the championship, having to retire, and then the news from today. Daniel Bryan then comes out to an amazing pop, and he comes down to the ring. He just soaks it all in. He didn't let them go too long, though, before saying thank you. He talked about... Huh?
I said, oh, yeah.
Yeah. He talked about the seriousness of what happened last week with Shane McMahon and said, but they're not here yet in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I'm going to talk about something else.
Like he's like, it's like, I'm going to talk about something as if like they
don't know.
As if they didn't know.
Right. So he goes on to say that, after he was told he can't wrestle anymore, he went into a depression. He contemplated just stepping away and being completely done with professional wrestling, not even wanting to try and come back. And that's when Brie was like, no, this is what you love to do. This is what you want to do. This is what you feel like you need to be doing with your life. Go figure out what you need to do to make it happen. And he said there was a couple times where he was just like, I don't know anymore. And Brie was right there. They've told you this. These people have told you this. Go for it. Just keep on doing it. And when he would find one doctor that said he was fine, Brie would just be like, all right, now who's the next doctor we have to find to tell you you're fine? And who's the next doctor? And she was there every step of the way, just giving him that encouragement that everything's eventually going to be all right. And, whew, fans started chanting, thank you, Brie.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, what a support. Beautiful,
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
He said that she encouraged him to fight and keep on. He said every hard thing seemed impossible until it becomes real. Crowd then chanted, you are cleared, you are cleared. And he said, yes, yes, yes. Bryan said it seemed impossible he would ever get cleared. But now that it's real, things about to change. He thanked the WWE and their doctors because now this was a good line. I don't know if this was scripted or not, but he said, I have to thank the WWE doctors because, yes, they've told me for a while that I was done. I couldn't be cleared. They weren't going to clear me. But that's because they didn't look at me as just some other wrestler on the roster. They looked at me as a person, and they put my best interest first, not what would be best for the company.
And I really appreciated that because I think they get the rap of like, oh, they're just, and this isn't just wrestling. I think this also goes into like all combat sports, football, baseball, UFC, all that. They're just like, oh, they're just clearing up so they can make more money off of them.
Exactly.
If they wanted to make money off of Daniel, they would have cleared him months ago. But they wanted to keep his safety in check because he was valuable. Valuable in the sense of he was just a good guy who didn't rub anybody the wrong way, was a great guy backstage. And so they thought, hey, you know, we are going to make sure that you are okay. And if you're okay to come back, we're going to take some extra measures. But as long as you can come back, you can come back.
And then it was kind of weird at the end where he goes, all right, it's time to talk about some fun stuff. I don't know when I'm wrestling next. And that was it. I was like, well, that was kind of anticlimactic.
A little bit, but I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, so after the break, Charles Robinson congratulated Bryan. Bryan asked Robinson to notify him when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn arrived. Bryan was then approached by Dolph Ziggler, who also congratulated him, but then added, I can't wait to beat you. And Bryan just smiled. Now, I do want to read, before we go on, a tweet from Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, way out of character here, sent this tweet out saying, congratulations, man. I was in the crowd the night you won the WWE title at WrestleMania in New Orleans. I was on the stage the night you announced you had to walk away from in-ring competition in Seattle. I can't wait to be in the arena tonight in Dallas to see this. Way out of character. And Kevin Owens always stays in character on social media.
You know what? I think it's hard to not be happy for the guy.
I don't want to jump ahead, but Owens himself looked like he was getting emotional just standing in the ring with Daniel on the final segment.
I feel like that hug from Owens was legitimate.
But the whole time when Daniel's talking to them, like I'll get to it. I don't want to jump ahead because I liked your comment.
He looked genuinely happy.
He looked like he wanted to cry for Daniel.
Yeah, because fuck, wouldn't you?
I mean, they've been friends for 15. They've known each other 15 years. All right. Anyways, moving forward here, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev in about a 7 to 8 minute match. Now we had AJ Styles at ringside. We still don't know the severity of his injury. I have heard a couple things that I haven't had confirmed yet, so I'm not going to say what that is. But if what I'm hearing is true, Daniel may work through it at Mania, but then be gone after for a little bit.
AJ would work through it.
That's what I meant. AJ. I mean, Daniel would have worked through it too, but...
Don't want to mix up that much.
No, AJ. So, AJ was at ringside, like I said. Match starts off, Rusev is in control. They go to a commercial break, come back, and Nakamura hit a flying kick, kicks to the chest, to the face. Rusev slipped out of a Kinshasa attempt and hit a kick to the back of the head. They traded kick attempts until Nakamura caught him with a flying armbar. A few more counters. Nakamura rolls him up for the pin. English then immediately attacks Nakamura from behind after the match. English and Rusev put the boots to him, and Styles slowly rose to his feet, kind of like Nakamura did last week.
Turned around, I liked.
Huh?
Turned around, I liked.
Took his time, taking his vest off, putting the championship down. Nakamura made his own comeback and took both guys out. He smiled, bowed at Styles, and appeared a little annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So they then aired a video package on Asuka. We then saw Charlotte backstage watching it when Natalya walked up and accused her of being afraid. Charlotte said she was excited because this was her greatest challenge. Natalya claimed that she was better than both of them. She said Asuka stole her WrestleMania moment, and she's only undefeated because they haven't had a match yet with Asuka and Natalya.
Asuka.
Charlotte then goes on to say, well, then how about you face me tonight, give me a match, and Natalya agreed. We then had a backstage segment with Nakamura and AJ. Nakamura come up to AJ backstage. Styles said, yes, I know, I was out there. Nakamura was about to say something when Styles cut him off again and said, I know what you're going to say. You're going to beat me at WrestleMania, right? Nakamura responded with, You should have more confidence. And then he says that he's going to beat him at WrestleMania with knee to face. I think this was perfect. Shinsuke didn't say any more than he needed to, and what he said was perfectly fine.
Yeah. I think it was fine. It was. I really like the. He goes. Oh, and one more thing. And AJ goes, "You're gonna beat me at Mania." And Nakamura goes, "Have some more confidence in yourself." I thought that was fucking hilarious.
So
I thought that was great.
The next match starts off, and I get a text message from Nick that basically says,
No. This makes me look like an asshole.
You don't want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Basically, so next match starts off. Baron Corbin's out there. He's got a match. And I get a message from Nick saying, who the fuck is that in the ring? Is that Dillinger, ? I was like, yeah, he put on some weight.
Dude, I looked at it, I was like, this looks like jobber to the most extent.
At first glance, before I saw the tattoo, I thought it was Mike Kanellis before he got cut. You know, because he's gotten ripped over the last month or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought it was at first, and I was like, "Wait!" I see the tattoo, the wildcat tattoo, or whatever that is on his jaguar, and I'm like, "Oh crap, that's Ty Dillinger. He's gained some weight." Anyways, 2.5 minute match. Baron Corbin basically was in control most of the match. At the end, he tried to go for an end of days, but botched it because Dillinger, I guess, dead weighted himself.
Good, I would too.
Almost fell on his face. Baron Corbin then threw him out of the ring. Corbin was basically like, "You motherfucker, you fucked this up. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here."
Hold on. Chris Grissom, that perfect 10 looked like a horrible 4.
Oh, damn.
That was fucking good. Good one, man.
So, Corbin did his best to recover. Finally won the match in the end. And this was basically like the 9th or 10th time they fought on TV since September, I think.
Is this the first time Dillinger's been on TV since September?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, well, hold on. Remember, this is
the only guy that he fights.
Yeah, this is the ninth match Dillinger's had since September. His 6th with Corbin.
God, that's fucking depressing, man.
Yeah.
Dillinger was such over.
So then we have Natalya versus Charlotte Flair. This match had some time, almost 15 minutes long, but it was good. Charlotte did not get an entrance. Natalya's entrance was wrapped up as they came back from break. Well, Charlotte's entrance was kind of like before the break. They did half of it.
That wasn't Tim that said your name. That was me.
Huh?
Why do people fucking confuse you for me all the time?
I don't know.
I got a fucking DM that was like, "Hey Tim," and I'm like, "I'm Nick." I'm like, ooh, how?
I have no clue.
Tim sounds like a Southern. I sound like a California boy.
Even though I'm born and raised in California.
Let's continue.
Anyways, early on in the match, Charlotte went for the top rope, but Natalya grabbed her and hit a nice spinning sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Natalya applied the sharpshooter, but Charlotte got a rope break. Charlotte went for the figure 8 a couple times in this match, but Natalya kicked her out of the ring. Charlotte speared Natalya to the outside, then applied the figure 4, got her back in the ring, applied the figure 4. They rolled towards the ropes, which resulted in Charlotte using the move while hanging off of the apron. This was pretty interesting. Kind of like Bret Hart used to do when he'd wrap the figure 4 up around the post.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte went to the top rope, but Natalya cut her off yet again, hit her with a superplex, and then Carmella's music hits. Carmella runs down to the ring like she's going to cash in. She gives the referee the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Charlotte gets to her feet. As Carmella turns around, Charlotte kicks her right in the face. This has Charlotte all distracted for Natty to roll her up and pin her. And then the announcers then say, you know, Natty and Carmella have been friendly over the last couple of weeks. Could this have been a plan by Natalya?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, Money in the Bank is
weird that they mentioned that, but
Money in the Bank is still intact for Carmella to lose it at WrestleMania, to fail and lose it. Tom Phillips then gave an update saying that Shane McMahon suffered injuries to his supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, that was exactly what he said.
I unless you're a medical student or some sort of you like medical knowledge terminology, I knew what larynx was. That's the throat. Other than that, he's like his blah 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 blah. It was basically I was watching Charlie Brown, and he said, Shane McMahon, womp, 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 womp.
Would have been fun. It would have been a lot funny if he just goes, he heard his larynx, and he also heard his yeah, he'll get well soon.
He's like reading. He's like he heard his larynx and like grabs his neck. Tom Phillips when he says it.
He heard his larynx. He just starts grabbing his knee.
And then he looks down. He looks down at his script, I guess, and starts reading the rest of it off. And I'm like, his what and his what? Yeah, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I thought that was hilarious. Check your phone. But it was interesting. It was. Oh, Tom, I love Tom. He's gonna face fuck the shit out of you.
Really?
You see what I sent you?
So a fan mistake Tony Nese for Elias. Wow.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Anyway,
all right, so next up we had Harper versus Jimmy Uso.
Actually, a decent match. This was actually a pretty okay match.
Yeah, Usos cut a promo before the match, letting the Bludgeon Brothers know that they weren't afraid of them. They would continue. Huh?
Fiery promo.
Yeah, they said they would continue to remain champions. They said they beat the New Day. They said that they would have beaten the New Day at Fastlane to go to WrestleMania as the champions, but they're going as the champions anyways since it was a DQ. And the match began. Bludgeon Brothers came out. Jimmy went for a dive, but Rowan jumped on the apron and stopped him. Distraction allowed Jay to give Harper a super kick, and Jimmy gave him another one for a near fall. Jimmy's momentum didn't last long, though, as Harper nailed him with a discus clothesline for the win. Kind of a quick 4-minute match. Mm-hmm. Jinder Mahal came out for a promo. We did learn that the U.S. title match at WrestleMania will now be a triple threat, with Randy Orton defending against both Jinder Mahal and Bobby Roode. Jinder called the fans hypocrites for booing him. He said he could be doing anything else with the millions of dollars that he could be, and he could be the biggest star in Hollywood with his physique. Mahal claimed that he brought prestige back to the WWE Championship, and he made SmackDown the premier show. He said fans should worship him, and Bobby Roode interrupted. Roode said that the only thing he deserved was getting beat so Roode could win back the U.S. title. Roode was about to call it glorious, but Randy Orton interrupted. Orton told Mahal, "Shut up." Orton said, "People don't respect you." Mahal's name isn't even mentioned when discussing some of the greatest champions, and he couldn't do anything without his little stooges. Mm-hmm. Mahal amped up like he was ready to fight, but instead pushed Sunil Singh in his place and bailed. Orton gave Sunil a draping DDT and set up for an RKO, but Roode jumped in and gave Sunil the glorious DDT instead. Roode went for a DDT on Orton, but Orton countered and went for an RKO, and Roode countered that as well. They stared at each other as Mahal watched from ringside, and the crowd chanted RKO.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that they got an RKO chant.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Randy Orton, for as long as he's been around and how his character's always been that of a I'm going to murder you severely. I'm glad that he is still in the light that he is in now.
Right.
And I'm glad that he's never faded off.
Exactly. He's
had moments where he's like, oh yeah, Randy Orton's around. But I think Randy Orton, along with the other graduates of that OVW class like Cena and Lesnar,
don't forget
had
Shelton.
Always just and Shelton had always found a way to stick around, continue to be relevant. I miss Legend Killer. I'm just thinking about Legend Killer. I miss Legend Killer Orton. But I'm very happy. The other Singh brother, it's Sunil Singh and
Samir.
It's Samir and Sunil Singh. I don't know whomst is whomst. I believe Sunil is the one there.
Yeah.
And Samir had an ACL injury that he's rehabbing now. He's been posting videos on Instagram of him walking again. It makes me very, very happy to see. He just looks like he's like, I'm gonna fucking be back, dude. And I'm very glad for him.
Right. So then we had a tag team match, Becky Lynch and Naomi taking on Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan with Ruby Riott at ringside. We did learn that Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Liv Morgan, and Ruby Riott have all declared they will be in the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Very quick match here. Maybe went 2.5 minutes. Lynch won quickly with a disarmer on Sarah Logan. Morgan tried to break up the submission, but Naomi knocked her out of the ring, and Sarah Logan tapped.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. I also forgot Batista.
Oh, that's right. Leviathan.
Yeah, the Leviathan. Yeah, it was just a match. They're getting a little annoying. I'm I'm trying to be more positive about SmackDown. I know I'm hard on it sometimes, but just like when a father is hard on you, I just want them to do good. I just want them to do good. Tonight's episode of SmackDown was fun though.
All right, so backstage, someone came up to Daniel Bryan and said Owens and Zayn had arrived. Bryan said, "Tell them to meet me in the ring." Bryan came out and called out Owens and Zayn. Owens and Zayn entered. They were all giddy, ear to ear grinning. They each shook hands and hugged Daniel Bryan. Owens said that they weren't going to be here tonight until they found out the good news. Friggin' Owens literally goes, "Yeah, we thought Shane ain't going to be here."
Back up.
What?
The hug
What about it?
from Kevin Owens seemed like the most genuine, like, congratulations, I'm very, very happy for you thing on the plan. I wouldn't be surprised if he whispered something.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
It just looked very genuine. Like you said, they've all three of those guys have known each other for 15 plus years. Yeah. That's incredible. So I feel like this entire segment we did see Kevin and also Sammy kind of almost in awe, I'd say, just like, wow, this is happening, dude. This is happening. So I think that's outstanding.
All right, so Kevin Owens says, we almost didn't show up tonight. Shane wasn't going to be here. Why should we have to be here? And then I got that notification on my phone. It said, Daniel Bryan has been cleared to return to in-ring competition, and I couldn't miss it. He said, we would have been here sooner, but Walker Texas Ranger pulled us over for speeding. We were going about 10-15 over the limit. He said, he then goes, and everything is dumber in Texas.
I wonder if they were really I wonder if they were really caught speeding.
I doubt it.
Could you imagine if they were? How cool that would be.
Zayn said Bryan understood them and stuck up for them, everything that happened, and he jumped up and down in excitement. He said he didn't care about Raw vs. SmackDown. He said a show that has Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan all on the active roster, there's no debate. That's the show.
Oh, yeah, that is the A show right there.
He said that is the dream team. We would make a great team. Bryan said he wasn't out there for that and showed a replay of what they did to Shane McMahon last week. Owens and Zayn were laughing at the replay. Owens said that they just got a little carried away. Zayn said that Shane kind of deserved it, and Bryan said they don't understand what they did wrong. And this is when Nick texts me and goes, Bryan's in dad mode.
Yeah, Bryan, he's like, you guys are so good. What are you doing? Stop being stupid. You can't do that. He was just in full, like, Birdie, I love you, but you can't do those things. He was just in full-on dad mode.
Don't put the fork in the light socket.
I've done that 3 times in my life.
So, Bryan said that he literally said he felt like they were 2 of the best wrestlers in their generation.
They are.
He said
God,
that
think about that fucking class, man. You got Bryan, you got Styles, you got fucking Sammy. Like, fuck, those are fucking off the bat, fucking 4 big names.
So you're thinking like those early ROH guys.
Yeah, like even Roderick Strong a little bit.
Roderick Strong, Austin Aries, Samoa Joe.
Punk? Look at those names. Look at those names.
Yeah.
That is just.
I mean, basically, Ring of Honor started after. I can't remember his name. Why is this blank? I can see his face in my head.
The guy that
now runs Evolve, Gabe Sapolsky, when he first started Ring of Honor, he basically started Ring of Honor after seeing an amazing match between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
It's just like.
He's like,
there needs so many good wrestlers.
There needs to be a bigger place for these guys to wrestle. Anyways,
Seth Rollins.
Yep, Tyler Black.
Just incredible. It's incredible how lucky we are, dude.
So Daniel goes on to say that Shane was right when he said that I may have been living vicariously through you guys, but you assaulted your boss. Not only that, you had already won. Shane gave you guys a match against each other at WrestleMania. You guys have been fighting each other for years, And now you get to show what you guys can do together at WrestleMania. Shane was going to leave. And then you did what you did. And you don't even understand how bad what you did was. Bryan asked them to imagine if someone told them that they would have a match at WrestleMania back 15 years ago when they were wrestling in front of 300 people. Bryan said that this doesn't mean... Bryan then said, I was fired a couple times from WWE, and every time I came back better. And now I'm going to have to fire you guys. But this doesn't mean you're gone forever. You're gone for now.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Cesaro and Chris Hero. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, so you should have just said suspended indefinitely?
No, he said fired.
Well, I get that, but when he goes, he's just like, you're fired.
Yeah,
but
suspended indefinitely doesn't mean, or fired doesn't mean suspended indefinitely means you are fired.
But the way he said it, when he was just like, you're fired, but this doesn't mean you're gone forever.
It just means that you're fired for now.
It's just, I don't know, because we know that they're going to end up, the tag team match was set tonight.
Right.
It's just, for them to say you're fired and knowing that they're going to wrestle in 3 weeks of WrestleMania.
It's just weird.
It's weird. Well, that's like the Roman thing was better when they just said, Roman, you've been suspended.
No, he got arrested. I don't know what you're talking about. Is he?
What?
We'll talk about it after.
Okay. So Bryan said, this doesn't mean you're gone forever. Bryan wanted a handshake. The crowd sang the goodbye song, and he shook his hand. Owens and Zayn then ran and knocked down Bryan. Zayn mounted him and punched him in the head.
Ow.
Bryan knocked down Zayn, kicked Owens away, killed Zayn with a snap German, gave both the running drop kicks in the corner. And Bryan was running as fast as he could at both of these guys, jumping as high as he could, and literally landing on the top of his head and the back of his neck. He said, if I can take a bump now, I'm going to take a freaking bump.
Yeah, that looks pretty fun.
And he did afterwards when he got powerbombed on the apron. He said, you know what? Give me the hardest bump you can give. Throw me on the apron from the outside. Freaking apron bomb.
It was fucking intense, dude.
They put him on the board at the end of the show, strapped him up, stretchered him out. And that's how Smackdown Live went off the air.
What a fucking show, man. You got Daniel back. You got some quality matches. You just got fun storytelling. You got something that you've just been waiting. It's funny how when you start the show with something positive and fun, the rest of the show is fucking enjoyable.
For the most part.
You start the show off with a 20-minute Shane McMahon promo. The rest of the show is quite boring. You start the show off with Daniel Bryan, that he's back. That's fucking fun.
I did see somebody on Twitter, they go, I miss when Shane would come out at the beginning and hype up the crowd with, what's up, Dallas? Or insert city here.
What's up? He looks at his hand. Malice.
Oh, Lord. Was this Mick Foley and R-Truth messing up the city names?
We're here at the Silverdome.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, God. So, Just Fire Road Dogg, this is a good fucking episode.
I want to say something about this Road Dogg, Fire Road Dogg stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Road Dogg is... Yes, Road Dogg has a big role backstage. But in the end, it all comes down to Triple H and Vince McMahon. If something gets approved and gets all the way on TV, that's because Vince said yes. Road Dogg may have pitched it. Road Dogg may be one of the top creative guys for SmackDown. But in the end, it's got to go from Road Dogg to Triple H, from Triple H to Vince. Vince still has the final say.
Exactly. People don't know that, and that's all right. I mean, it's fine. It happens. But... Dos Zero Cinco El Livo.
Sure.
Smackdown Live. 205 Live. Do you have the notes pulled up by any chance?
I can have them up in 3 seconds.
Thank you.
I have them up.
Cool. So you want to... Let's run down 205 Live here real quick.
Sure. I didn't see 205. Nick did, so Nick will chime in with...
I did watch, so I can't elaborate. I just don't have notes in front of me.
All right, so first match was Hideo Itami versus Lince Dorado.
Now, let me tell you just how dead this match was. This match started off slow. ended disappointingly. It started with, I kid you not, 90% rest holds. It started with like 90% rest holds, which kind of sucks. Sorry, I'm moving my microphone, which kind of sucks. There we go. Now it's moved down properly. Crowd was just dead. Dorado had a really nice plancha. The crowd got a little hype. Started to get a little loud. I really like when Dorado, going back into the ring, looks dead on at his own, goes, "I'll get you next week." And it's just like, it took me. I was like, "What? Are you yawning?"
A little bit.
You asshole. We'll be quick about it. And it looks alive now. Love Uncle's right. It looks alive. Dorado says, "I'll get you next week." It was just a kitchen sink into a really fucking big boot to the skull, a slapping contest, and then a fucking DQ ending. It was just boring. Wasn't a very good way to start the show off, which kind of sucks.
All right, just like that fucking train in my background. Fucking sucks.
No one can hear it.
Oh, that's good, because it's just whistling like a mother.
In that case, what train? Yeah, no, it was just a mediocre match to start off the show.
All right. We then had Nick's favorite wrestler, TJP, taking on Kenneth Johnson.
Kenneth Johnson was a participant in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He was a participant in the Cruiserweight Classic. That's really all there is to him.
I don't remember him.
In all honesty, I fucking hate TJ Perkins. He's so fucking boring. It was a match. It was a squash match. DJ won. End of match. That was it.
Let's see. There was a promo from TJP talking about he doesn't care who wins the Cruiserweight Championship because it's all about who's going to be the #1 contender after WrestleMania. He said him, the first Cruiserweight champion, the winner of the Cruiserweight Classic. And
I had a funny video I sent to Tim because I can't play it on here because we might get in trouble. But it was basically me not liking him too much. And then we get the main event.
So a video told the story of Mustafa Ali being a cop before he was in WWE. He talked about being more driven than anyone. Ali became a cop to lead to a change in the world and make a better place. He views this tournament as more than just a chance at a WrestleMania match, but a chance to be the champion. He can change someone's mind, and he can change someone's mind who hates the name Mustafa Ali. Maverick was backstage with Dasha Fuentes and was livid over what happened in the opener. Maverick said that he will have a fatal 4-way next week. Tozawa, Kalisto, TJP, and Buddy Murphy. Nigel McGuinness announced that Ali had to be the breadwinner for his family from a very young age after his father did pass away. And then we had Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak. Winner goes on to WrestleMania to take on Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight Championship. And Ali wrestled Gulak down to the mat while we saw Alexander watch the match from an angle that would require neck surgery. He was standing there weird, I guess. Gulak hit a flapjack on Ali. He ate a running Rana and a pop-up drop kick. Ali muscled to the top rope, which opened the door for a quick back elbow and a rabbit lariat for 2. Fast forward here a little bit. A springboard X Factor for a 2 from Ali. He stomped away on Gulak so much in the corner that he knocked him down onto the apron. Gulak then sat up jaw first into the buckle. Gulak got a dragon sleeper on Ali. Ali landed some knees as he fought out of it. Gulak continued to work on Ali and hit a big lariat. Gulak then held on for more lariats, only to get a 2 count. A little later on, Ali stood up and went to the top rope. Flip dive to the floor before a huge Ali chant broke out. He went for the 054, which is the inverted 450. But Gulak tripped him up and Ali hit hard on the apron. The two fought on the floor and Ali dove over the announce table to get to Gulak. They took the fight onto the announce table, and Gulak backdropped him off of it to the floor. The referee started the count, but Gulak broke it, did more damage, tossing Ali into the timekeeper's area. Gulak got back in the ring, and Ali got back in the ring at like 9.9.
Oh God, it was so fucking close.
Ali got to the ropes and landed a DDT. Then the 054 and became the winner. We now go on to WrestleMania.
No, sorry.
What?
Cedric and Mustafa is going to be just an incredible fucking match. Watch this match. Watch this match at Mania. Watch the 205 Lives leading up to Mania. Because you are going to be in love. You are going to be astounded. It's going to be fantastic. Watch the 205 Lives after Mania. Because you are going to love them. I promise you.
Especially
205 Live. God, I fucking love
Especially on 205 Live when they bring in them Cruiserweight tag team titles, if that is still the plan.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, man.
All right. So before we wrap it up here, I do have one last special thing. You may have seen it in the title of this video. Got a Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing.
It's not an entire unboxing.
No. I'm just going to show you what comes in this month. So let's flip the camera on. You're going to see my ugly face here for a couple minutes, maybe a minute.
I'm not on camera today.
No. So let's get going. So first thing we've got... Huh?
Nothing.
So the first thing we've got here in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. Now, the theme is the Golden Age of Wrestling, as you see here. First item we do have is a micro brawler, Andre the Giant.
That's pretty sick.
It's pretty cool. Going forward, every single Pro Wrestling Crate comes with a pin. This month's pin is Tito Santana. Try to get that to focus. Next thing we have here, where did it go? Oh, here it is. It is a Ted DiBiase $1 Million Man money clip.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. And it says on it, money isn't everything, it's the only thing. Next up, we have what I believe, I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not 100% sure. It's a workout video, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith.
That's pretty funny. I like that.
We then have the autograph this month. Let me grab this out of the package. All right, get the autograph. Jake the Snake Roberts. We then have what I think I might put up on the wall. It's a pretty sick poster. It's made to look like an old school comic book. I might have to back up for this one. It is Rowdy Roddy Piper. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says the Golden Age of Wrestling, Rowdy Roddy Piper. That is very cool. It says welcome to Piper's Pit. I really dig this poster. And then finally, the 2 t-shirts. Now remember, it's the Golden Age of Wrestling, so these are legends. First t-shirt here comes from a man that wants back in the WWE, but looks less and less likely every day. Hulk Hogan. Says running wild.
Hulkamania is running wild, brother.
And the final item in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. I really like this shirt. It is a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat shirt. I really like this shirt a lot.
Mine.
I don't know about that. Well, we might have to fight for that one. But that is everything that comes in this month's Pro Wrestling Crate. We will have a full unboxing video tomorrow up on the channel if you do want to see everything in beautiful HD and more up close and personal.
Uh-huh.
But with that, that's going to do it for tonight's 205 Live and Smackdown Live review.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at PW_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. I see that your TV's on in the background, Tim. Right here on YouTube. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Pro Wrestling Unlimited.
You can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch at TimmyBuddy. Nick, thank you for remembering the Instagram.
Fuck off.
But yeah, that's gonna do it.
So, you know what I want to close it out with?
What's up?
I want to close it out with a little bit of a yes chant for Daniel being back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have chat to it too. Tim, you ready?
Give me a second. I got this.
Oh my god, are you gonna turn your fucking camera on?
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
You ready?
In
oh my god.
2 seconds.
Yes, podcast tomorrow. It's Wednesday, 9 o'clock.
I was
as
about to
always.
say it before you cut me off.
Eat butt.
Come on, where is it at?
Oh, you pulling it up on screen?
No.
Now we're gonna get copywritten.
Not if I only go a couple seconds. Yes! 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 Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.